Right, traders, we're finally back to the live videos. We're going to start pumping these back out daily. If you like these types of videos, don't forget to like, and if you can, hit the little bell notification after you subscribe if you're not already subscribed, which you should already be subscribed. So when you are, hit that little bell notification so you know when these come out, and also when the shorts that I'm going to be making as well come out. And don't forget to leave a comment down below as well. Maybe what you would like to see, what you like that you do see, just some possible comments, maybe some recommendations, whatever it may be. I love to see all that stuff down in the comment section below, and I think it helps the YouTube algorithm and all that good stuff as well. So we're going to go ahead and hit play here, and we're going to jump into these NCLH. You can see that previous resistance, which was the high from yesterday at 1208. This one was right at the bell. It made a pretty decent little move. We put an order out at 1227 for 200 shares. I realized that it went to 1226.5, and it just couldn't quite get us. So I ended up realizing it was kind of maybe being a little bit more grindy than I'd like. So I'm going to split my first order in half here. I would have been in those 200 shares if it had worked, but it did not. So we just went 10 cents under with 100 shares, nothing big here. And it ends up just working out. I believe it does bounce around a couple times before it actually fills us. Kind of misses us by a penny, just like it did up there. It misses by half a penny, but eventually does come down here and give us the fill. And it's just a quick little starter there on NCLH. You can see we're on the bid there, and then we finally get our fill. And this brings us to our next trade, which was on AA. So this one was a volume out of nowhere. You can see the volume here, pretty much non-existent volume all day. And then all of a sudden we got 1.2 million of volume all in one candle. Apparently, I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't know if it was a tweet or just a report by Biden or the White House. I don't know exactly. Something about aluminum and it not being bought from Russia anymore. I don't quote me on this. I don't really pay attention to the news too much, but that's what was making this ticker spike. And there was a couple other ones that started spiking with it, but this one ended up being the one that was most interested. There was one right before this. It was like CTech or I don't remember the ticker name, Senex maybe, that went with this, but it halted right away. So this one was trading while that one was halted. And as you're going to see, this one actually tries to halt a couple times. So as you can see, we're just kind of pulling it up. We're like, all right, what's kind of going on? Not exactly sure how I feel about this. Would love to see this extend even more. We can see the halt price is up over 40. So I'm really looking after a move like this. I don't like those first candles. I don't like volume out of nowhere and then just getting on that first candle, because what if it goes into that halt pretty quickly and then gaps up, $4 or $5 based on whatever the news is? We don't know if it's going to do that. However, I'm starting to realize that this doesn't want to do that. Had we caught that first little move, it went right down to that previous high, would have been a pretty quick, nice scalp. However, we didn't get that. So we're just sitting here watching it. And at this point, I'm saying if it does go up again, we're going to want this well up through 40. So the halt price is at 40.40. I'm essentially looking for around that price if it wants to get there. I believe the halt price actually moves up again as it starts to come up here. We're going to see it move. It's moving. I think maybe this is where I started actually, because I can feel the jiggle here. I can see 40.80. So I realized it wasn't going right into the halt prices. However, as you can see, I'm going to pause it real quick. Right after we got in, it fumbled around a little bit and then it shot right up into the halt price. That's what we were waiting for down here, but unfortunately it just wasn't happening. But what you're going to see is it doesn't actually halt. So I end up putting my take profit order out there just in case, basically just waiting for this to halt. You can see it's trying to halt again. However, it does not. Still trying to halt, still trying to halt. And I'm thinking we're going to be in a halt here, and it just never halts. So they start messing with it. I'm thinking we're going to get a nice move down at this point. I actually contemplated on taking only half of my shares here, but I end up just leaving the whole thing there. But that's kind of what was going through my head at the time. You're going to see this come down. It's going to try 40, and it's actually, I'm just going to fast forward a little bit. Here it is. So it does come down here, try 40. And at this point, I'm like, okay, for sure going to get the pop through 40 and we're going to get filled. However, it just keeps bouncing right off 40 and heading back up. So at this point, I'm like, well, we haven't had a real pullback yet. This thing is just straight up. VWAP's still way down there. We got previous resistance here, even though it was touched once already. If this wants to go up to that halt price at the new halt price, 41.21, I want to get a part of that. So 41.11 pops up. I was getting ready to put the order out the front run that halt at 41.19. As you can see, we wouldn't have got filled anyway. That's where I was going to put it. I didn't just put it out there because I knew I wasn't going to get filled. I wanted to put my order there anyway, just to front run the halt price. However, you're going to see that we don't get there. I actually decide as it's starting to creep back up there to move it up, because it feels like it could be one of those tickers where I'm going to pause this real quick, that sometimes they know, they have it figured out. They know the algorithm or whatever when that halt price is going to move up. They know the exact penny of when it's going to move up. And I don't know if it's just like once every minute based off of when it moves. I need to start paying attention. Maybe I could actually go back and look at that afterwards. But they know when it's going to move up. And it kind of felt like they were just keeping the price up high enough so that when that halt price would go up, they could start pushing it back up to the current high of day where the halt price is, and then make it fly up to the new halt price. And that's what it felt like. So I didn't want to get my ad here because this was the old halt price. And I felt like the new halt price was going to be up around like 41.80. So I wanted to drag my order up there to get a better fill if this is what indeed was happening. But I think I do think I drag it up even further, or maybe I just leave it there because I see the prices coming down. But I believe it bounces off 40 again. Oh no. So this is the time it just came straight down after it failed to go higher. And we do end up getting our fill. So and it looks like the halt price never changed. So I'm not exactly sure what the halt price would have been, but I've seen that happen several times before. And I didn't want to get, my ad too quickly here, just in case this could have been one that ends up going to $50. Like we don't know what this is actually going to do playing the front side like this. So the more cautious I can be, especially when I'm first starting it, the better, because I don't want to get too big too fast. And then that's how you end up with your bigger losses. So it ended up working out. We didn't quite get our ad. Could have had the ad had it went up that to the halt price right away, but it didn't. And we ended up with just the two small ones today. That's all I got. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I do always appreciate the support. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. You can also find me on Twitter or Discord. Those links are down below as well. Or you can come and ask me on the live stream. Every morning I'm live from 9:20 to 12 o'clock. It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock, depending on how the market's doing. So hopefully I see you tomorrow morning. If not, I'll just see you tomorrow for the recap / live trades. Until then, peace.